Good evening, everyone. In this video, we will talk about the Enemy Scripter and the release of 2.1.0. This release will bring changes towards the quality of life of the average user. It will bring a couple of bug fixes, primarily in terms of the backend, and it will showcase a new, or rather, it will bring a new approach to how TAS, or rather the UI, communicates with the backend, about which I will talk in a couple of minutes. To quickly glance over the changes in the backend, you can see them here, but I fixed some performance regression when encoding. I improved the import times by 1.5 milliseconds, or sorry, 150 milliseconds. I upgraded TensorRT to 10.9.0, so you will need to regenerate all your engines, just so you know. So these are basically just small changes, and which should not really impact the end user too much. What I did change is, or rather add, an automated error handler for when the user wants to use a model which doesn't work on their system, work in progress. So basically, if you have an AMD GPU and you try to run something like TensorRT, it will automatically fall back to DirectML or NCNN, whichever is available at that time. This is still a work in progress. I tested it on my Intel GPU and it worked fine. Hopefully it will work fine. It will work fine in the future as well. But yeah, do let me know if you have issues with this. Hopefully you should not have issues, and yeah, let me know more about this. In terms of the UI, we'll talk about them right now. Let's glance over the visual aspects and then go more in depth about it. There's not going to be a new model, there's not going to be new stuff that will change upscaling or something. It will focus purely on quality of life and how, as I mentioned earlier, how TAS communicates, or rather the UI communicates to the backend. From a visual aspect, I added some separator from the toggable buttons to the action button. It will no longer be a triangle here, it will be an actual text. I changed a couple of icons as well. It will be, this is a nicer icon, I believe. But yeah, it's going to be run chain now. The models will now have a gauge or gauge, not sure how to pronounce it. It will just basically show you the inference speed of all of them. Yeah, it's more descriptive and tells you more than what the previous approach did. And yeah, these are all relative to my own system. Maybe if you have like a 1060, Rai 4.6 won't be super fast. Well, relative to these models, it's much faster. But yeah, I just usually just took the fastest model available, and I just did a couple of quick maths, so to say, on what should go here and there. It's hard to really say that X is better than Y. You can try them all and just use whatever you think fits better your use case, fits best your use case. I think in terms of upscaling, I added a new model, or rather RTM-OSR was already present, but I upgraded to the V2 version. This is slower than the V1, but it's significantly better, to the point where I believe, at least visually, it competes with Super Ultra Compact, if not even Ultra Compact, so it's super nice. Yeah, the DirectML version has also been updated. Some description changes. Pre-render has been removed. Not sure if I talked about that in 2.0.1 or if it was already present. But yeah, pre-render no longer exists. It's going to be a forced down procedure because of a couple of... it's hard to account for codecs and encoders and whatnot, so it's safer this way for me. And less issues for you as well, so it's safer for you as well, I guess. Get anime has been disabled completely. It's not gonna be functional anymore, at least until I fix it. extract depth map. I did an example. Same thing for remove background. It has an example and shows you, well, exactly on this clip what you could expect. Offline mode, yeah, these were already present. I added an additional setting tab, which also now has a checkbox for disable the progress bar when processing. I will talk about that in a minute. This is a small little Easter egg. Add null layer now has been added as well. I guess you can use it and let me know if it works for you and how you like it. I remove, or rather lower the what am I doing? Control Y. So I lowered the base time for the toasts from 5 seconds to 2.5 seconds. It should be much faster the way it pops up and goes away. I added a new functionality, pre-compose. Pre-compose. You can instantly pre-compose the layers. It will inherit the settings from the layer or rather the composition it was in. So for example, this will inherit the settings from the main composition, I guess. You will always need to have a composition, like a base composition, then you can pre-compose inside of it. Take a screenshot. Yeah, it has been updated in terms of the toasts. A bunch of those have been renamed and redone and everything in between to be shorter or more compact and just look nicer and be more descriptive. I'm gonna jump over logs and go directly to about. Yeah, it has been heavily redesigned. It will tell you a small description. You have all of the socials here: donate, Discord, GitHub, and YouTube. System requirements, GPU compatibility, features, just really short. Maybe I can add a couple of more stuff, and quick tips. And we just tell you, yeah, if you're a new user and you have never used TAS before, yeah, this will give you a small little indication of where to go and what to do. So we have a logs tab, which I'm going to showcase now. If you remember when you were pressing run chain, or I guess it was a triangle there, a play button, it was popping up a terminal. That will no longer be the case. Let's do interpolate and up. Just do interpolate, I guess. So you press run chain, initiating the pre-render. This is the first time running pre-render, so it's gonna be slower on the After Effects side. It needs to load a couple of caches. But afterwards, give it a few seconds. Again, first run. Alright, it will pop up a progress bar. It says chain process initiated. It tells you the name, and there was even a performance bar there. So let's do it again. Fuck, and now it's instant. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't run it when you prep properly. And yeah, performance, FPS, current frame, total frame, name of the file, and everything else you may need. Let's do an upscale with Shufflekuchen. Oh yeah, I changed the default model from span to Shufflekuchen. It's better. Oh yeah, these have been also changed. Book, nice. It tells you I'm working on this layer, real logs from your info. Tells you the FPS, or rather percentage, current frames processing on, and total frame. This is not real time. These update once every couple cycles, but everything goes in here now. You no longer have a terminal. Everything goes in here except for our user downloads. Everything. So now, if in case you have issues, you can anytime just pop in here and copy this. It tells you quite literally everything, every single run. And if you don't want to see it, clear logs. Boom. Let's do it again with interpolate because it's faster. Run chain. Perfect. You have the logs here. It tells you these are post-process logs, it's debugging and whatnot. And it tells you everything. RIVE42 model, decoding frames, using Celux pipeline for video decoding. It tells you decoded, process, encoded, total execution time, FPS, everything that you would normally or typically have in here, FFmpeg log, TS log. Keep changes. This was a YouTube reply. Why? This is the license. But didn't you want to open it for me? Oh, whatever. I guess it doesn't want to open it. Now it opens it. So yeah, 7405, 700405. Yeah. It even tells you the update interval for the progress bar. This is basically it in terms of the changes. It took a couple of weeks to really implement this properly. I wanted to make it as suitable as possible. It was not easy, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out overall. Everything is now more dynamic, more responsive, more real time, and firstly, what matters the most is performance. With a couple of changes, a couple of tweaks, I made the startup times even faster, as I mentioned earlier. 150 milliseconds. It's not much on for one run, but after several runs, you will definitely see the difference. So now with pre-rendering with a 5-second clip, 1, 2, 3, 4. So about 3 or 4 seconds for the initial startup, and yeah, you have it done. Boom. That's it, and you have an interpolated clip with 2x. You can do even 6x. Let's do 6x before I don't forget to select the layer. And it tells you pre-render, read the logs, and the logs go all in here, no longer having an annoying command prompt opening. Boom, now you have a 6 done. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful evening, and goodbye.